I want to introduce my great friend, Terrence Arlen. He's an entrepreneur, he's an author, and he's a movie director, and he's a comedian, and he's a great guy. So I wanted y'all to give it up for him, all right?
I'm just here today to talk to you guys about life, I would say, because it's not so much about just, the month of February where it's Black History. When you're speaking of Black History, speaking of legends, people who've done great things in their lives, that's who we speak of. My goal, much like what should be your goal, is to set precedents in this lifetime to be remembered when you leave. Does that make sense? Right? We just lost Kobe. How long do you think when do you think they'll forget about Kobe, ever? Legend. 41 years, that's all it took for him to become a person that's never going to be forgotten. Martin Luther King died 50-some-odd, 51. I was at his inauguration, 50 years inauguration in Atlanta. But he died over 50 years ago. Why do we still speak of him? It's a legend. I don't know about y'all. I want to be a legend. So at some point in time in my life, I had figured out that I wanted to actually be something. So I had to change who I was. So I want to get to know y'all. Y'all can get to know me. I think once we get to know each other, y'all can look. Y'all don't have to sit up tight like and all that. Relax. We're gonna get to know each other. It's gonna be fun. We're gonna interact with each other. I'm gonna call some of y'all up. Anybody afraid to stand up here? You are? You afraid to stand up here in front of your peers? No, that's fine. Once again, we're going to learn why, and it's so simple. And once you understand that, you can't live with fear, okay? So for starters, I say, when I was in school, I used to get detentions all the time. Raise your hand, you ever got a detention? Dope, dope, dope. Clap it up for all the people who got detention. So, on top of getting detentions, I got suspended a lot. Anybody else got suspended? Raise your hand. Clap it up if you ever got suspended. So with suspensions, after suspensions, they got to do something. Anybody ever been expelled, like kicked out of school? Raise your hand. Heck yeah. Clap it up for all the people who've been expelled. Yeah. So it was then, after I got expelled, I thought it was cool. I'm home, everybody at school, they still working. I'm like, I got to do nothing. Right? You home. Chilling. Maybe I gotta do some chores, I'm gonna punishment, but who really cared, right? I didn't realize it until when I graduated, all the time that I was suspended and detention and not in class learning what I should have been learning, I had to teach myself. Or I had to pay somebody to go back and learn all the things and all the time that I missed. Who really won? Not me. I graduated, but I realized after graduation, because some of these schools will push you through, they just want you to get out. But once you're out in the real world, oh man, now everything that you learned or you didn't learn is going to be tested. And if they test you and you like, I don't know this, right? Because you were suspended when that happened. Now you don't know what to do and you're an adult, and you can't just run home to mom and say, Mom, because it's a good chance they might not know what to do. So what do you do then? That's the hard part of life with most people, because they don't understand that when you should be focused and having a good time and learning and branching, we play so much because we like, it's always next year, right? That's how we look at life, right? No big deal, I'm a kid, I'm supposed to have this, and you are. When you made that mistake of getting that detention, anybody want to give an example of what you did to get a detention? What you do? Curse? I'm not going to ask the word. You still use that word? All right, so he didn't learn. What was yours? Late to class. You still late to class? Then he learned. In life, you're going to make plenty of mistakes, and you're supposed to. Right. You're supposed to. You curse. Did you hear a curse from somewhere? You learned it. You learn just like you're learning every day. We're learning stuff, but you learned something that wasn't supposed to be applied where you applied it. But you applied it. What did it get you? Detention. Did you ever get a detention for using a curse word again? Bam! How many more times did you get detention for using curse words? Countless. At what point are you going to realize that you can't curse? Are you going to wait until you get into prison, standing behind a bar and say, man, I won't say it again. I won't say it again. I swear I won't. That's what my son say when he know I'm about to beat his butt. I won't do it now. No, it's too late. Because you knew the first time when they reprimanded you by saying, you can't do this. You're in detention. That meant stop. See, those who learn those lessons early by making mistakes, it's like running up steps and tripping. Ah, you roll over. Oh, snap. Well, if you run up the step and you know that step is there and you don't pick your foot up, what's going to happen? You'll do it again. The trip line is always going to be there. If you keep tripping over it, that's you and your stupidity. But I know everybody in here is far too smart to keep tripping over something they know is there. That's what we do every day when we get suspended or getting in trouble for something you know you're going to get in trouble for. Why would you do it? Why do we do it? Because we're still learning. Because we're humans. As an adult, I'm 37 years old. The last 30 years of my life, it's been me in control of my life. Okay? How old was I when I took control? 30. Who said 30? I know that wasn't the teacher. I know that wasn't the teacher. I'm going to say it again. Bam. I am 37 years old. 30 years ago, I took control of my life. How old was I when I took control of my life? 7. That's okay. You're learning. That's fine. So when I was 7 years old, it was at that point in time that I knew I was in control of what I was doing. I knew it. So when I went outside and I made a bad decision, I went to fight someone, I'm going to beat you up. I'm so bad. I did that. That was me saying I wanted to fight somebody. Right? But outside of that, when I kept doing it in school, everything in school translated outside of school. I started doing what I was doing in school, outside of school, thinking that it was cool, thinking it was going to get me somewhere. It wasn't. You know why? Because I didn't even know where I was going. Where are you going if you don't know? So I was just doing what I thought. Right? Till I got arrested. Anybody been arrested before? Yeah, clap it up for all the people who've been arrested. Now that's dope, because that means you know what it's like to have handcuffs on in the back seat of a cruiser, riding when the handcuffs is pushing into your wrist to the point where it hurts so bad, and they don't care. They speeding down the road and you just hurting with handcuffs on. Y'all know what that's like? How many people don't know what that's like? Raise your hand. Don't be afraid. High five to you. You've never been arrested before. Clap it up for everybody who's never been arrested before. I'm going to tell you what it's like. Whether you listen and apply it is on you. Because you have the opportunity to never be arrested in this lifetime. You know that? If you make the right decisions.